Alright, first herp of the vacation is a northern curly-tailed lizard. I'm surprised how close it's letting me get. I've always wanted to catch one. I guess I could try, but look, there's his curly tail. I don't need to grab him if he just wants to sit here, but first one of the trip. Hopefully we'll find a lot other species. These guys are pretty common. How you going, buddy? I wish these were wild, but they're not. You're the cutest thing. I love you. That is an Atlas moth, which is the largest moth in the world, next to my hand. That's insane. The tips of its wings actually mimic the head of a snake. It's pretty cool. I'm currently at a butterfly house, but right here is a Madagascar giant day gecko, which actually have an established wild population here in the Keys. I'm going to try to find a wild one. This is what the Geico gecko is based off of. Pretty obvious, right? It's so cute. Look at that face. I'd love to see one in the wild, but that'll be tomorrow. Check out this guy. This is the Asian house gecko. It's a very common invasive species in Key West. They kind of look like the tropical house gecko, but they're entirely smooth and they have a stripe behind the eyeball. Otherwise, they don't have much of a pattern. And there he goes. That's my lifer salt marsh snake, and it's a tiny red mangrove salt marsh snake. Look at that. A beautiful tiny mangrove salt marsh snake. So in case you guys don't know, in peninsular Florida there are 4 species of water snakes, and you guys should be pretty familiar with the first 3. The last one is the salt marsh snake, and you're looking at it right now. They're not always red like this. They can usually be black, brown, gray, or a mixture of all the colors. But sometimes, if you get lucky, you get this bright red coloration, which looks insane.
Perfect lighting too.
So we're at a mangrove right now, and unsurprisingly, this is where you would find the mangrove salt marsh snake. In other parts of the state, there will be 2 other subspecies called the Atlantic salt marsh snake, which you can find on the east coast, and the Gulf salt marsh snake, which you can find in the Panhandle. They look very different from this one. I think this is probably the cooler looking one because it's just a red water snake. Oh, he's moving. Trying to catch a fish? Look at that. I hope we can find a bigger one, but that is pretty cool. I wasn't sure if I'd get to see one on this trip. But there it is, and there it goes. Well, like 2 minutes later, we have another mangrove salt marsh snake. It's just a tiny bit bigger, but it is also a red one. Yeah, we got another one. So this is also a mangrove salt marsh snake, and it is not red. The red one just caught a fish, and it's slithering up the mangrove bank, and I think this one is going to follow it. But that's also what they can look like. It's the exact same species in the same habitat. It's a little bigger.
That one's red. He's over here. And then there's one over
the one that you saw was on this rock. It went over there and now it's leaving.
Oh, so you guys...
Oh, he's swimming toward us.
So you guys didn't...
So we just found 3 mangrove salt marsh snakes in a small little area. Alright, so the red one, I think it just ate the fish and it's coming back, but look right in front of him. That's a little baby one that's not red.
Oh, he's digging.
So we just saw an adult with darker brown coloration. There's a medium-sized one that's bright red and orange, and there's a baby that has like a yellow and black coloration. 3 different mangrove salt marsh snakes, 3 different appearances, all in the same spot. That's exactly what I wanted to see. what I would give to catch one. We're on the other side of this drainage tube. There's another mangrove salt marsh snake right here, slithering around. And right in front of this drain is another one. It looks like a little baby. They're not as colorful, but that would make us have like 6 of these guys in the last 5 minutes, which is perfect. I would have been happy just seeing one. It's really cool. There's actually 2 red ones right next to each other. They're all small. We haven't seen that many that have been large yet, but they can get upwards to like 3 feet, 3.5. This is so cool. There's the other one's head right back there. I'd love to catch that, but I cannot reach them and I'm not going to push it. Well, I actually was able to reach down and grab one. I don't know how I got so lucky, but this is a smaller one. But yeah, I mean, it looks basically like the body of a banded water snake. It's just dark. What I would give to catch a red one. There's like at least 6 or 7 at this one little spot. There's a bunch of trapped fish around here, but there it is. The only new snake I could really find in the Keys, but cool looking species. The mangrove salt marsh snake. I'm so happy I was able to catch one. Maybe I can try to catch a red one too, but I don't know if I'll get that lucky. But you are really cool looking. Hey, buddy.
Nice too.
Alright, I'm gonna go let this tiny little mangrove salt marsh snake go where I found it. Bye, buddy.
Yeah, that's the mangrove. That's the mangrove buckeye.
That was cool. Well, there's the first iguana of the trip. Definitely the most common lizard out here. That's like a 4-foot lizard. Not gonna catch that for sure. There he goes. Hey, I found a wild day gecko. Look how cute he is. I definitely can't catch him. It's actually not allowed, but he's too high anyway. Look at the cute little goober. Keep getting closer, buddy. You're the cutest little thing I ever done to see. Oh, look at that face. Look at that. That is a giant amoeba. Another invasive lizard. Big green and brown color. They're basically like a race runner, but they're from, I believe, the Amazon rainforest. Pretty cool looking. It's about 1.5 feet long. Super cool looking reptile. The tree that it just went underneath had a baby day gecko on it. There's another one. So you've seen a baby. That is the biggest one I've seen so far. It's almost 1 foot long. But I mean, that is just like the cutest thing. Look at that. Its tail is bent. I don't know if that's intentional or what, but it's so cool looking. Totally worth the price to go here. There's another one. That's the 4th one I've seen so far. They're so cute. Hey, buddy. It's just like a nearly 4-foot iguana. Oh, and there is a dolphin in the background. Number 8, that's the smallest one I've seen so far. It's on a poison wood, so I can't even touch the plant. Hi, buddy. Oh, you guys are so cool. I mean, he's almost 1 foot long. They're not called the giant Madagascar day gecko for nothing.
Anthony, for one guy. Yeah, we saw one running across the
That might be the best look I can give you guys. Look at him. My lifer ashy gecko, which is not a native lizard, but it is closely related to the Florida reef gecko, which I don't think I'm going to see, but they basically look just like that, but they're brown with 2 white spots in the back of their body. I assume this is a married couple. Hi guys. Look at that. It's my lifer black spiny-tailed iguana. It's a small one, but he looks inquisitive. I'm gonna get a little closer. Hi, buddy. Got like a little orange throat. We'll get some photos of him and we'll leave him right there. Look how inquisitive he is. Hey, little guy, you're cute. What are you doing? What are you doing? You gonna jump? You're cool. Oh, he's looking on the plant for bugs to eat. That's pretty cool. Or, you know what? He's an herbivore. He's eating the leaves. I bet he's an herbivore like the green iguana. Look at him. He's just having some munchies. That's cool. I'm not going to catch him. It's just really cool to watch him eat those leaves. Yum, 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 yum.
So that means there's probably bigger ones.
Well, I'm not going to catch him, but let's see what happens if I try to touch him. He's not going to let me. Can I touch your tail just to say that I did it? Are you going to smack me? Okay, sorry buddy. You're pretty cool though. Hope we can find a bigger one. Well, this particular plant has dozens and dozens of these pygmy blues. I don't know how well they're coming out on video because they're so small, but they're flitting all over the place. There's so many of them. It's a really cool sight to see. One of the smallest butterflies in the world, all over the place in this one spot. On the other side of the road are two key deer. Looks like a mother with a fawn. In the Florida Keys, there's a couple islands that have a small-sized subspecies of white-tailed deer called the key deer. There's about 700 left, and they're a critically endangered species. Even though I could probably walk up to them right now, but I'm not going to do that. I'll leave them right there and get back in the car. This one's coming right up to the car. I'm not going to feed you or pet you. We're going, but you were super cute and I love you. Goodbye.